Turning our attention now to the ASX. Here's Matt Birney and Bulls and Bears with the latest public company views and interviews.
Welcome to Bulls and Bears, where we break down the latest ASX announcements from public companies that are doing interesting things. Today's Bulls and Bears segment is brought to you by TSX-V-listed Novo Resources, TSX-V code NVO. I'm Matt Birney and I'm joined now on 6PR by the CEO of Novo Resources, Rob Humphryson. Hi, Rob.
Great to be here.
Well, Novo sparked a gold rush of sorts in the Pilbara 3 years ago when it beamed live vision into a Canadian mining conference of watermelon seed lookalike gold nuggets being pulled at will from the walls of a trench. It was the start of a rush to find a new style of gold in WA's Pilbara region known as conglomerate gold, which involves huge tracts of land littered with blankets of small nuggets. Before we get into that, firstly, can you give me the key metrics around your Beatons Creek gold project in the Pilbara? What's the resource up there?
The resource at Beatons Creek is just over 900,000 ounces at an average grade of about 2.4 grams a tonne, which puts us as arguably the highest grade open pit in Australia.
And just how big is your entire conglomerate gold land holdings in the Pilbara?
Matt, with a few acquisitions recently of a lot of Mark Creasy's ground in the Pilbara, that puts it as just under 14,000 square kilometres, which is similar to Rio Tinto and BHP.
Okay, and Beatons Creek is the most advanced, is that right?
That's correct.
Rob, you put out a game-changing announcement this week that will see Novo make that difficult leap from explorer to producer reasonably soon. How are you going to do that?
Picked up a mill. It's been put into care and maintenance late last year. We've got a 900,000 ounce resource 1 kilometre north of town in Nullagine. The mill's about 9 kilometres south. If we were to build a mill, we wouldn't build it much different to the one that's there at the moment. We might put in more of a gravity circuit because our gold is amenable to gravity recovery. That's pretty much as we would have built it. It's going to need a little bit of a tidy up. But we should be employing 200 people at the Nullagine gold operation before Christmas. We also pick up a 230-man camp, offices, workshops, assay labs, stores, etc., and a working TSF.
What does the deal to buy the plant look like?
It's 130 million in cash and equity, so 60 cash and 70 equity, which means that we've got less than 10% dilution, which is remarkable for an explorer transitioning into production.
And how are you going to fund it?
We've got a 60 million facility from Sprott Lending in 2 tranches, 35 million up front and 25 million upon submission of a satisfactory PFS. We also launched a $30 million equity raise in North America last night.
There's some evidence out there that Pilbara conglomerate gold is a bit similar to the revered South African conglomerate gold deposits. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. That's what drew people to the area in the first place. It is similar in terms of being in conglomerates and formed in the same place at the same time. The two areas have been put together by tectonic plate theories. So 3 billion years ago when they were formed in a similar place at a similar time. So we're optimistic that this could be a rather large basin-wide phenomena from south of Karratha in the northwest around to Marble Bar, Nullagine and down to Paraburdoo and Tom Price as well.
Rob Humphryson from Novo Resources, thanks very much for joining me on Bulls and Bears. And just remember, Bulls and Bears is only here to give you information, not advice, which you should of course seek independently. I'm Matt Birney. Thanks for listening to the Bulls and Bears Small Cap Wrap.
For more public company CEO interviews, go to the Money page at 6pr.com.au and click the Public Companies tab.